Your accounts just got transferred over from TD Ameritrade to Charles Schwab, and you have no clue what all of the products are or what Schwab has to offer. Trust me, there are way more tools and products available to you than there were at TD Ameritrade. And in this video, I'm going to go over all of the various products at schwab.com. Okay, there are more products than I expected, but nonetheless, I'm going to go over the more important or glaringly, obviously different products that are available at Schwab. So let's start off with the home loans and rates, okay? Because we know that there are different account types, retirement accounts, banking and borrowing, checking and savings. Those are all pretty straightforward, but let's get into some of the things that are some difference makers. So home loans and rates. You can actually apply for a mortgage here at Charles Schwab. So once your accounts are transferred over, or once you already have an account, you have that ability to. So it's basically through Rocket Mortgage. And you can do your pre-approval through here, and you can even use it as a mortgage, or use the mortgage rate calculator and just read some articles based on some of your interests here. So pretty interesting feature. Another product you can use is the pledged asset line. And for reference, think of it as a home equity line of credit, right? If you own a home and you have equity in your home, you can actually pull out some of that equity and borrow against it. So you can use it like a credit card. So that's essentially what you're doing here. You are using some asset. It could be your Schwab account, and you're taking that or using that as collateral for a loan you're taking. And then with that loan, you could use it for a new home. You can use it for home renovation, business startup, dream vacation, college tuition. You can pay your taxes with it. But basically, it's a line of credit that you are using, and it starts. The line starts at about $100,000. Okay, but you have to have a minimum initial advance of $70,000. And the rates, there's some level of a market rate determining factor. So the secured overnight financing rate. So I would think of it as the Fed funds rate. Another product here are credit cards. So if you're looking to apply for a credit card, you can get an American Express credit card through Charles Schwab. You would apply through here. There are different types of cards. I see one that says no annual fee. It's a Schwab Investor card. There's a platinum card where there's a $695 fee. You can even apply by phone. All right. So two different types of cards. So what you're also seeing is that they have multiple relationships with other businesses in order to provide products directly to you as a consumer. Let's jump down to cryptocurrency. So as you know, Schwab actually does not allow you to carry your own cryptocurrency within your brokerage account there. But what they will do is provide you other alternatives to invite exposure to cryptocurrencies in your portfolio. So the way they do that is they'll mention that there are some exchange traded funds and mutual funds that own cryptocurrency and trade on an exchange, so that you as an investor can purchase that if it's according to your risk that you've assumed. So there are also cryptocurrency trusts. Think of them as an ETF in a sense. So someone is holding and managing a certain amount of cryptocurrencies, and they are now selling receipts of those on an exchange, and it's usually the over-counter exchange, but we call it more of a closed-end fund. They have a specific amount that is tied, a specific amount of cryptocurrency within that portfolio, and they allow it to trade on an exchange. It's just a smaller exchange. The volatility and everything else is still very similar to cryptocurrency. In fact, it may even be higher, I would assume. And then if you do have a futures account here at Charles Schwab, then you are able to trade on the futures, but it's not like owning the actual cryptocurrency. You're, in a sense, making bets on cryptocurrency. Then there are cryptocurrency related stocks. that it mentions as well. And then Schwab's going to provide a perspective on cryptocurrency there. But again, you are not able to own cryptocurrencies there. They are listing alternatives. Now, a big part of their product offering is their advice solutions. They have multiple offerings. So it can be a little overwhelming if you're not familiar with managed accounts or things like that. So I'll break it down a little bit for you. So there are ways where you can invest with a little or you can invest with a lot. There's some that are more automated and there's others that are more hands-on, and you need to have a person that's providing professional guidance. So an advisor, a financial planner, someone who could be one and the same. But as far as a high-tech portfolio, consider that like some of us would call it a wrap account, but the minimum is $5,000 to start that. And there's no advisory fee, no commissions. Okay, so it's called the Schwab Intelligent Portfolios. So that's more of their low-cost option. I would say it's their lowest cost option. But again, you don't have access to an advisor with that. Maybe you do want a blend of both. So with that, you can have the Schwab Intelligent Portfolios Premium. So you get unlimited guidance from a certified financial planner, and you have to have at least $25,000 to start. You're going to pay a one-time fee of $300 and then $30 a month advisory after that. So those fees can kind of creep up, I would say. Suppose you want a different level of service, so you can go higher up. So the higher touch would be the Schwab Wealth Advisory. So this fee structure is more of the percentage-based cost. Okay, so there's $1 million minimum to start, and the fees start at 0.8%. Okay, and then the more you invest in this portfolio, the lower that rate goes. So it's basically a tiered system. You can go higher up or more flexible. There's a Schwab Advisor Network. So imagine that there are local advisors around you, but they use Schwab to execute their business. Well, there's $500,000 to start. And then the fees do vary. So it's not a standard amount that's charged. It really depends. So you can look at this network and it'll say, hey, you have 4 advisors in your area, and a couple of them seem like a great fit for you. Then they're essentially referring you to those specific advisors. Those advisors just require that you have at least $500,000 to start. So you have the Schwab Managed Portfolios, the Managed Select Portfolios, Schwab Personalized Indexing, the Wasmer Schroeder strategies, the Thomas Partner strategies, and then the Winhaven strategies. So all of these have different minimums and different options, okay? Now, financial planning. So with the financial planning, you may already get this with an advisor here at Schwab. So it really depends on what you select as far as your advisory option. But if you're just looking for the financial planning aspect itself and not the advising, you can do that here. And it gives you specific resources like a complimentary plan, okay? And some articles that talk about financial planning as well. It gives you some calculators that you can use. And then if you wanted to learn more about it, obviously you can communicate with someone at Charles Schwab about that. Now let's get into products like the thematic investing. So when it comes to thematic investing, this is not just like a list of ETFs based on a specific theme. Basically, Schwab's research team, they looked at the trends in the market and developed something that I would consider like a mini recipes or themes that lay out stocks that are connected to that theme. So ultimately, they use their own proprietary research and technology to figure these things out. So you just have to make sure you do your own research. But imagine you pick a specific theme and it gives you a list of stocks. And as you're interested, you can build your portfolio based off of that. So if you want to go on something like, let's say, cybersecurity. It provides a list a weighted list, and it's broken down to the percentage or the price per share. It's not like you click a button and you can buy them instantly, all in this ratio, but it provides a list of these broken down into the specific areas of this theme. And it has multiple themes you can choose from. Then there's the Schwab personalized indexing. So I thought this was pretty cool actually. When it comes to the Schwab personal indexing, you have to make sure you understand index funds, because with index funds, let's say the S&P 500, for example, that's a standard index that's recognized throughout the industry of about 500 stocks. But if you wanted to buy, let's say, an exchange traded fund that tracks the S&P 500, you aren't owning all 500 shares. It's like you're owning them. You're buying a share of a trust that owns all 500 shares in the right proportion. So that's that index. But let's say you actually want to own those individual shares. You can actually do that with this Schwab personalized indexing, okay? And you are essentially buying an index, but you can customize it in the way that you want. They're going to give you a list of 4 specific indexes, and then on an exception basis, you can customize it according to your needs. So these are the 4 indexes: the Schwab 1000 Equity, S&P Small Cap 600, and so on. Okay, so you essentially pick one of these funds, then you and a professional manager will decide, which ones you want to keep in that fund. Maybe based on a particular strategy, you can eliminate some, but just know that there is a fee of 0.4%, and you have to have a minimum of $100,000 invested in this personalized indexing fund. So it allows you to expose yourself to these specific industries, and then on an exception basis, eliminate the stocks that you're not interested in. Schwab stock slices. I think this one's pretty cool as well, especially for accounts where, maybe there's not a high enough a balance, or maybe think about custodial accounts or accounts for kids. That's where maybe they're getting gifts like birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, or holiday gifts, and of checks and money on a regular basis, but those amounts aren't extremely large enough to buy whole shares. Then the Schwab stock slices gives you that convenience. So essentially you can order or own fractional amounts of a share. They just have to be S&P 500 companies, and you have to cover at least $5 per stock. Okay, so you're getting slices of a stock, slices of a share of a company, but they have to be at least $5 slices. Okay, so that $30 check that came from grandma can be deposited in your kid's account, and that can be spread across the 6 stocks that they may be interested in. So it gives you that level of convenience, and you can do that as often as you want. There's generally no fee associated with that either. And then the last one I'll go over is the specialized solutions. Okay, so this is kind of a summary of several different things they offer. I know I mentioned credit cards. You can actually buy insurance here at Schwab too. So they have some insurance options, like if you're interested in annuities and things like that, you can actually buy them directly through here, long-term care. So you basically have to contact someone at Schwab for more details about those. And let's go back. Then they also have personal trust services. So if you're interested in owning a trust, you can actually have it executed by Charles Schwab. Here are some of the types of trusts that they have available to you. It could be living trusts, revocable trusts, irrevocable trusts, basically, and so on. Charitable trusts, family transfer trusts. There are multiple that are available to you, and then you'd have to contact someone at Schwab to find out more details about opening them up. But this can all be part of a comprehensive estate planning that you would do all through, one brokerage firm. So there's a lot of features that are available to you, a lot of things you can do Take it one bit at a time. You don't have to enroll in everything, but all of it's there at your disposal. So if you are new to investing and you need to learn how, I want you to check some of my other resources that are linked below. And if you like this video, I want you to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the page, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss out on future content. And until next time, stay present.